him dead, and then
You're putting a different complexion on it all. I figured that his utility had been exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Harrison Ford is one of the most prolific actors in Hollywood, who came to prominence in the Star Wars trilogy and Indiana Jones film franchises. His association with creating charismatic leading roles is that the moviegoer has to try very hard to distinguish him from Indiana Jones. If one very shrewd reviewer were to look at this actor's body of work, he would be disappointed to see a really short dramatic range. So, why would directors vie to cast this actor in lead roles in their films? Only the audience knows. But the grand old man of super hits has reinvented the smaller roles with his intense energy and reinvigorated his career by playing a new set of characters and carrying sequels on his shoulders.
I was willing to die for the cause.
The cause. Well, I didn't realize it was
to bring some gravitas,
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Net Worth Now, where you get to see the lifestyle and net worth of your favorite celebrities. We hope you enjoy these videos, and if you do, please remember to hit the like button and comment below who your favorite celebrity is so we can feature them in an upcoming video.
His full name is Harrison J. Ford, also known as Harry. He was born on July 13, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois, the United States, making him 79 years old at the time of this production. He stands at 6 feet 1 inch, or 185 centimeters. Ford is a licensed pilot of both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. On several occasions, he has personally provided emergency helicopter services at the request of local authorities in Wyoming. In one instance, rescuing a hiker overcome by dehydration. Ford is a vice chair of Conservation International, an American nonprofit environmental organization headquartered in Arlington, Virginia. The organization intends to protect nature. Since 1992, Ford has lent his voice to a series of public service messages promoting environmental involvement for EarthShare, an American federation of environmental and conservation charities. Ford has been married 3 times and has 4 biological children and 1 adopted child. He was first married to Mary McQuart from 1964 until their divorce in 1979. They had 2 sons, chef and restaurateur Benjamin and clother Willard. Benjamin co-owns Ford's Filling Station, a gastropub in LA, Live in Los Angeles, and Terminal 5 in the Los Angeles International Airport. Willard is the owner of Strong Sports Gym and was co-owner of Kim Sing Theater and the Ludwig Clothing Company. Ford's second marriage was to screenwriter Melissa Matheson from March 1983 until their separation in 2000, and finalized divorce in 2004. They had a son, actor and musician Malcolm, and a daughter, actress Georgia. Matheson passed away in 2015. He then began dating actress Callista Flockhart after they met at the 2002 Golden Globe Awards. They were the parents of Liam, the son she adopted before meeting Ford. He proposed to Flockhart over Valentine's Day weekend in 2009. On June 15, 2010, they were married in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where Ford was filming Cowboys and Aliens. He is known as one of Hollywood's most private actors, guarding much of his personal life. In her 2016 autobiography, The Princess Diarist, his co-star Carrie Fisher claimed that she and Ford had a 3-month affair in 1976 during Star Wars.
because I would imagine it would take some convincing.
JJ said, this is a good idea. I, JJ, have decided that this is a good idea.
Harrison Ford was born to farmer radio actress Dorothy, an advertising executive, and former actor John William Christopher Ford. His younger brother Terrence was born in 1945. His father was a Catholic of Irish and German descent, while his mother was an Ashkenazi Jew, whose parents were immigrants from Minsk, Belarus. When asked which religion he and his brother were raised in, Ford jokingly responded, "Democrat," and more seriously stated that they were raised to be liberals of every stripe. When asked about what influence his Jewish and Irish Catholic ancestry may have had on him, he quipped, "As a man, I've always felt Irish. As an actor, I've always felt Jewish." Ford was a Boy Scout, achieving the second highest rank of Life Scout. He worked at Nappawan Adventure-Based Scout Camp as a counselor for the Reptile Study Merit Badge. Because of this, he and director Steven Spielberg later decided to depict the young Indiana Jones as a Life Scout in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Ford graduated in 1960 from Maine East High School in Park Ridge, Illinois. His voice was the first student voice broadcast on his high school's new radio station, WMTH, and he was the first sportscaster during his senior year. He attended Ripon College in Ripon, Wisconsin. A self-described late bloomer, Ford took a drama class in the final quarter of his senior year to get over his shyness and became fascinated with acting. In 1964, Harrison Ford traveled to Los Angeles to find job opportunities in radio voiceovers. 2 years later, he landed his first big role as a bellboy in Dead Heat on a Merry-Go-Round. As a result of offending producer Jerry Tukovsky, he found little luck in minor roles as well. He worked on several TV shows throughout the 60s and 70s: Gunsmoke, Ironside, The Virginian, The FBI, Love American Style, and Kung Fu. Around this time, he supported his wife and 2 sons through his carpentry skills and by being a stagehand for The Doors. Harrison played significant roles in the super hits of the 70s. The 80s saw the second wave of his hits from collaborations with Ridley Scott, Peter Weir, Roman Polanski, etc. Some of the hits include Blade Runner, Witness, The Mosquito Coast, and Frantic. The early 90s saw the actor cast in Tom Clancy, Alan Pakula, Andrew Davis, and Sidney Pollack. Some of these films were The Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger, Presumed Innocent, The Devil's Own, The Fugitive, Sabrina, Air Force One, and What Lies Beneath, and Regarding Henry. Harrison Ford's work during the late 90s and early 2000s is best forgotten. They include 6 Days, 7 Nights, Random Hearts, K-19, The Widowmaker, Hollywood Homicide, Firewall, etc. In addition to working in Crossing Over and the documentary Dalai Lama Renaissance, Harrison Ford starred in 2008's second highest grossing film, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. In 2010, he released Extraordinary Measures and worked on Morning Glory. In 2011, he starred alongside Daniel Craig and Olivia Wilde in the wildly successful science fiction western Cowboys and Aliens. The actor appeared handcuffed and led by security guards at the San Diego Comic-Con International to promote the film, as though he was being dragged to the film against his will. In 2013, he co-starred alongside Liam Hemsworth and Gary Oldman in the corporate espionage thriller Paranoia.
I'm Harry Ford.
What kind of music do you like in general?
I generally like the kind of music that nobody is liking at the time.
Ford's estimated annual salary is over $20 million. His total earning from the movie Star Wars alone is above $25 million. As of 2021, he is estimated to be worth $300 million. Harrison paid $1 million for a large home in LA's Brentwood neighborhood. He sold the gated 3/4-acre estate in 2012 for $8.2 million. In 2011, Harrison and Callista spent $12.6 million on a different Brentwood home, their longtime primary residence in Los Angeles. Property records show that he still owns at least 3 other homes in LA. These slightly more modest properties were either investments or occupied by family members in 2001. Harrison spends $5.3 million on a penthouse in the Flatiron District, which he listed in 2010 for $16 million, but ultimately pulled it from the market in Wyoming. He owns an 800-acre ranch along the Snake River near the town of Jackson. In Harrison Ford's garage, you'll likely find a Tesla Model S, a 1966 British racing green Austin Healey 3000, a vintage Jaguar XK140, a Mercedes E-Class wagon, and a Mercedes SL convertible. Harrison also owns as many as 10 planes and a helicopter. The most impressive of all is an $18 million 2009 Cessna 680.